Craig Mack. The name alone conjures images of a bygone era in hip-hop, an era defined by gritty beats, lyrical prowess, and an undeniable swagger. Mack, born Craig Jameson Mack, emerged from the vibrant streets of Long Island, New York, with a hunger for greatness. His journey, however, was a tapestry woven with threads of triumph and tragedy, a testament to the fickle nature of fame and the enduring power of talent. Mack's story, like many hip-hop narratives, began with humble beginnings. Growing up in Brentwood, a town on Long Island's South Shore, he found solace and inspiration in music. The pulsating rhythms and raw lyricism of hip-hop spoke to him, offering an escape from the harsh realities of his surroundings. It was here, amidst the concrete jungle, that a star was born. Mack's early years were marked by an unwavering determination to make his mark on the world. He honed his skills, spitting rhymes on street corners and in local clubs, his voice resonating with a raw energy that captivated audiences. His talent was undeniable, a potent blend of lyrical dexterity and an infectious charisma that drew people in. Fate, as it often does, intervened in Mack's life, setting him on a course that would change everything. It was a chance encounter with a young, ambitious producer named Sean "Puffy" Combs, better known as Diddy, that would alter the trajectory of Mack's career. Combs, recognizing the raw talent and star potential in the young rapper, signed him to his fledgling label, Bad Boy Records. The year was 1994. Hip-hop was on the cusp of a golden age, and Bad Boy Records was at the forefront of this revolution. With Combs's keen ear for hits and Mack's undeniable talent, the stage was set for a meteoric rise. Mack's debut single, Flavor in Your Ear, exploded onto the scene, its infectious beat and Mack's signature gruff delivery becoming an instant anthem. The success of Flavor in Your Ear was nothing short of phenomenal. It catapulted Mack into the upper echelons of hip-hop stardom, solidifying his place as a force to be reckoned with. The song topped the Billboard rap charts, went platinum and earned Mack a Grammy nomination. He had arrived. Bad Boy had arrived. The world was watching. Unbeknownst to many, Mack was harboring a secret, one that could potentially jeopardize his career and his future. He had been secretly meeting with Suge Knight, the infamous head of Death Row Records, Bad Boy's West Coast rival. These clandestine meetings were a dangerous game, a flirtation with the dark side of the music industry. Knight, known for his ruthless business tactics and intimidating presence, saw Mack as a valuable asset, a potential weapon in the escalating East Coast-West Coast rivalry. He offered Mack a lucrative deal, a chance to break free from Bad Boy and align himself with the burgeoning Death Row empire. The allure of the offer was undeniable. A $200,000 advance, a $1.25 million recording budget, and the promise of creative control. Mack's lawyer at the time, Michael Insinner, strongly advised him against the move, warning him of the potential legal ramifications. Breaking a contract under the pretense of seeking a better deal elsewhere could be construed as fraud, a serious offense with potentially devastating consequences. Yet, the temptation was too great for Mack to resist. The prospect of defecting to Death Row, of delivering a symbolic blow to Diddy and Bad Boy, was a gamble he seemed willing to take, even if it meant jeopardizing his entire career. Craig Mack was the first artist to leave Bad Boy, filing bankruptcy to escape his contract. He nearly signed with Death Row, backing out after Tupac's death. His music career began to wane. The hits that once flowed effortlessly seemed to dry up, and the spotlight that had once shone so brightly began to dim. It was during this tumultuous period that Mack made a series of decisions that would further alienate him from the music industry. He moved back into his mother's home, seeking solace and stability amidst the chaos. Money was tight, and the once bright star found himself adjusting to a more modest lifestyle. His mother's house became a haven. Mack's disappearance from public life. As the years passed, Mack's transformation became complete. He distanced himself from former friends and colleagues, his communication with the outside world dwindling to a trickle. Mack had vanished into the secluded world of overcomer ministry, his past life a distant memory, his present consumed by Stair's all-encompassing doctrines. Fading light. Life at Overcomer was physically demanding, its inhabitants subject to the whims of nature and the rigors of manual labor. For Craig Mack, a man accustomed to the relative comforts of his former life, the transition took its toll. His health, once robust and seemingly invincible, began to deteriorate. He was plagued by persistent colds, his body struggling to fend off even the most minor ailments. His once powerful frame grew thin, his weight plummeting at an alarming rate. Walking, once effortless, became a laborious task, his steps faltering, his reliance on a cane a visible sign of his decline. Mack, however, remained resistant, his faith in Brother Stair's teachings unwavering. Stair preached that seeking medical care was a sign of weakness, a lack of faith in God's healing power. To consult a doctor, in Stair's view, was to deny God's will, to invite judgment and condemnation. A last testimony, Mack's final recordings. Despite his deteriorating health and unwavering devotion to Stair's teachings, a part of Craig Mack yearned to reclaim his narrative, to set the record straight about his life and career. He reached out to Alvin Toney, a longtime friend and music producer from his Long Island days, expressing a desire to tell his story, to leave behind a testament to his legacy. Toney, sensing the urgency in Mack's voice, assembled a documentary crew and made the journey to Walterborough. They arrived to find a man transformed, his appearance a far cry from the charismatic rapper who had once commanded the stage. Yet beneath the frail exterior, a spark of the old Craig Mack remained, a flicker of defiance in his eyes. He had made an effort for the occasion, donning a heavy sweater to mask his weight loss, his fingers adorned with a diamond-encrusted ring, a reminder of his past glories. He spoke at length about his music, his time with Bad Boy, the highs and lows of his career. He chuckled about the bitches he met on tour, his voice a raspy whisper, his words a mix of bravado and regret. He spoke of Yoko, his companion at Overcomer, referring to her as his wife, their relationship shrouded in a veil of secrecy. He dismissed Brother Stair's legal troubles, the sexual assault allegations against the prophet met with a shrug and a cryptic statement. Jesus was hated too. They killed him and then they hung him on a cross. The call home, facing mortality and familiar surroundings. By early 2018, Craig Mack's health had deteriorated to a critical point. The cane he had once relied on for support was no longer enough. His body racked by weakness, his breath shallow and labored. He became bedridden, confined to the small, his voice a faint rasp. Years of physical decline and the relentless grip of untreated illness had taken their toll, leaving Mack a shell of his former self. A legacy shrouded in silence. Craig Mack passed away on March 12, 2018, at the age of 47. His death, while not entirely unexpected, sent ripples through the hip-hop community, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the often turbulent paths of those who dare to chase their dreams. News reports cited congestive heart failure as the cause of death, a narrative echoed by Mack's family in the immediate aftermath of his passing. However, the truth, as it often does, proved to be more complex, more shrouded in secrecy and unspoken truths. Mack's death certificate, a stark and unforgiving document, painted a different picture. It listed HIV/AIDS as the cause of death, a revelation that cast a new light on the rapper's final years, his retreat from the world, and his unwavering devotion to Brother Stair's teachings. The revelation of Mack's HIV/AIDS diagnosis raised more questions than answers. When had he been diagnosed? Had he sought treatment? And why had he chosen to keep his illness a secret, even from those closest to him? Speculation swirled, fueled by whispers and rumors, but concrete answers remained elusive. Some speculated that Mack, deeply ashamed of his diagnosis, had sought refuge in the Overcomer ministry. finding solace in Stairs' teachings, which often emphasized spiritual healing over traditional medicine. Craig Mack's story is ultimately a tragic one, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the often unforgiving nature of fate. He was a man blessed with immense talent, a natural performer who could command a stage with his energy and charisma. He had the world at his feet, the potential to become one of the defining voices of his generation. Yet his life took a series of unexpected turns, his career derailed by a combination of bad decisions, missed opportunities, and the relentless pressures of the music industry. The decision to align himself with Night and Death Row Records, however tempting, proved to be a costly one, ultimately leading to legal battles and a decline in his career trajectory. His retreat from the music world, his immersion in the insular world of overcomer ministry, further isolated him from the very industry he had helped to shape. The revelation of his HIV/AIDS diagnosis, kept secret until his death, added another layer of tragedy to his story. It raised questions about the timing of his diagnosis, the reasons behind his decision to forego traditional medical treatment, and the role that Brother Stairs' teachings may have played in shaping his choices during his final years.